my craft friends, do you love doing woodworking DIY projects as much as I do? If so, you've arrived at the right video. Now, what inspired this video is that I'm in the process of creating some new items for my spring and summer line for my 3 online retail stores. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to share these ideas with you. That way you have time to add them to your spring and summer inventory for your markets, or maybe you just want to make a little side money for a vacation coming up for the summer. Also, let's not forget all the fun holidays and events we have coming up as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to crafting. All right, to start this project, we're going to be using one of these wood round trays, and it measures 14 inches. And you can see it has a little bit of a lip around the tray. And we start by painting the tray white. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now that we have it painted white, we're going to take and add a decal or a vinyl decal to our center. And for that, I cut out this beautiful design with some shelf liner. And I'm going to attach that to the center of our tray. And then we're just going to remove our transfer tape. All right, now we have our decal on. We're going to paint over our decal with the same exact white paint that we painted the tray with. And this is to seal the edges and to also fill in underneath the places of the decal where the paint will bleed underneath there. That way the paint just bleeds the same exact color. And then you have a nice sealed edge going forward to add other colors. And I like to swirl mine around. That way it gets it into all the edges and cracks and crevices of the decal. And then I'll let this dry. Okay, now that our project has dried in the center, we're going to paint it with our over color or our darker contrasting color. And I'm going to be using this Pearl Ash by Crafter's Collection. And it can be found at Hobby Lobby. And then once our paint is dried, we just removed our decal to reveal this beautiful design. Now I'm trying to achieve that stunning cottage core look for this tray. So I'm going to take mine out. I'm going to sand it just roughly to distress it with some of this 120 grit sandpaper. Then I'm going to add 2 or 3 good coats of this clear matte enamel by Rust-Oleum. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, and then look at how pretty that is. I think it's so pretty. But now we're going to add our handles. And I'm going to be using these handles from Lowe's. They're called Allen & Roth, and they're just a pull satin nickel finish. If you guys want to pick some of those up. And what I love about them is they come with the screws already, so that is perfect. Because most handles don't come with the screws, which I do not like that. All right, so these side. And now we're just going to attach our handles to the side like this. So let's go ahead and get that done now. And then we're left with this beautiful serving tray. For this DIY project, we're going to be making a simple cottage core sign. We're going to start by painting it white. Now that we have it painted white, we're going to stencil it. And I'm going to be stenciling it with this cute stencil I purchased from Hobby Lobby. And it's so pretty. Then I'm just going to tape my stencil down to the center of my board. Just making sure it's even. Well, as even as we can get it here. All right, so now we have it taped down. I'm going to take this Pearl Ash by Crafters Collection from Hobby Lobby. And we're going to stencil our design. And I'm going to be using a makeup sponge. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want. You can do any color combination that you want. And I think these little signs or shelf sitters are perfect little gift ideas, and they sell very, very well. So if you're getting into some spring markets, or maybe you're preparing for some summer markets, these are perfect in my opinion. They travel easy. You can stack them. You can bring a lot of them to a show without having a lot of bulk and needing a lot of space in a vehicle. Okay, that looks very good. Nice and light, the way we want it. Now I'm going to remove one piece of tape and finish doing that. And then we're just going to take it and peel it back. Oh, look at how pretty it looks. I love it. All right, so now we've got our stencil done. We'll set it over here to dry, then we'll wash it later. All right, so now we have our design on there, which I think is so cute. We're going to let that dry, and then we'll continue on with our next step. Now this is dried, and I'm going to turn mine this way. And our next step is going to be adding a fun, inspirational quote. And I designed this one. Let's see if I can hold this up so you can see it. And it says, "Every day is a fresh start." So now what we're going to do is we're just going to attach it to our sign. We're going to stick it down, making sure everything's even and straight. Then we'll remove our transfer tape, and then we're going to stencil our design. Now for these type of signs, I like to do a white first, or whatever the base color is, and in this instance it's the white, and then the pink is the accent color. So what I like to do is I like to take the white and stencil over this. That way it seals the edges of the letters. And then once we have this done, we'll move on to our next step, and that's going to be really fun. So let me get this done, and then we'll continue on. Okay, it's dried now. It looks great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some green, and I'm going to stencil my quote. And I'm going to be using this green just for, in case anyone cares, I'm going to be using this Crafters Collection in an olive green. And then once you have your stencil painted and you removed it, you have this cute little sign. And I love the quote, "Every day is a fresh start." And who doesn't need that reminder? I know I do. And I love the layered look of the pattern behind the quote, and then the base layer of the white. Now you could distress this and add like a really kind of country charm to it, but I think I'm going to leave it as is. And I think it turned out great. And I don't know about you, but I need this reminder every single day. Alright, now for this DIY, we're going to be creating a cute little tiered tray piece, or maybe like a little shelf sitter, maybe something you'd add to like a little vignette you have, maybe in your bathroom or anywhere in your home. And I'm going to be making mine a beach theme because I'm adding these to my beach theme website that I have. I've had it since 2009 actually, so I'm going to be adding it to that site. But you can make this, like I said, any theme you want. And we're going to start by painting our pieces. Now I'm going to do a little layered effect. I'm going to paint mine in a, I think I'll do the blue first as a base coat, and then I'm going to come in with the white. And we're going to do it individual pieces. Now, Also, you need to paint one of them on 3 sides. You need to paint the sides, but you don't want to paint this top, and I'll show you what I mean. And then the middle one, you're not going to paint the sides, you're just going to paint around the edge. And then the other one, you're going to paint the 3 sides and around the edge. So let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and get started. And if you're looking for the color I'm using, it's going to be this folk art matte, and it's called Dolphin. And I purchased this at Michael's. Now we have them painted blue. The blue is dried. For this next step, we're going to take some of this white paint and we're going to paint them white using the same exact outlines that we did the blue, making sure to leave the raw wood blank in the spots that we did with the blue. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, now that we have them painted white, we've got the 2 layers on. They've dried completely. Now I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper and I'm just going to distress the edges of my pieces. I just want the blue to peek through on my pieces. Okay, now we have them distressed, and you can see the little bit of, why isn't it focusing? You can see the distressing on them. Now what we're going to do is, you can do this any number of ways you want to, but I'm just going to use hot glue because mine are going to stay together, and I'm going to use something else that's going to keep them together, so the hot glue is fine. But we're going to take and see the piece that has the 2 sides. We are going to sandwich that in and make sure your rounded sides are facing forward and then your square sides are to the back. And now this is going to be the bottom of my piece, and so we're going to make sure to put these 2 together like this, and then these 2 together like this. That way we have a top and a bottom, and then you can't tell what's on the inside. But the great thing about this being bare is that when we take our hot glue and we put them together, they will stick together. The paint won't peel off and make them not stick. So I've learned my lesson. So now we're going to take and put the hot glue there and hot glue there. Actually, you probably only need to put it on one piece, if I'm being honest. And then we're just going to set them down on top of each other, making sure they're lined up, and then we're going to push them together. All right, so now we have our piece glued together. I think it looks so cute. It looks like a little stack of books. Now we're going to take and add some decals to our book stack. And mine is going to say, "Life is good at the beach." And then we have some little starfish to go along with it. Now, I'm not sure how I want to do this. Do I want to do it like this with the starfish in the center and then this at the bottom? Do I want to do the starfish at the top and then this together? There. I'm going to do this first, the "Life is good," because I want to make sure that the starfish are in the center of the decals. So let's go ahead and put these on now. All right, now we have what looks like this, which I think is so cute. But I want to embellish my book stack a little bit, and I'm going to be using some of this beautiful scrapbook paper and some ribbon, which I think this is so pretty and it matches perfectly, that velvety ribbon. And then we have a little seashell. So let's go ahead and decorate our book stack now. And to do that, I'm going to take some of this paper and I'm going to cut it to fit around the book. So let's go ahead and do that now. I'm going to mark it here because I want to try and get as much of the seashell as I can. Do you like the bow down there? I don't know. I think I just like the seashell, actually, if I'm being honest. I think I just like the seashell. Yeah. So I like just the seashell being on the front there, so that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to start by gluing this down. A little bit of glue. And we're going to just glue it barely down. Make sure you push it nice and firmly into it. And we're going to take it around and we're going to line it up with this. And then we're going to glue that down as well. I'm going to get some hot glue. And you need just a little fine line because we don't want it to be bulky because that's going to be the bottom of our book stack. So we don't want it sticking up. And then we have what looks like this. How cute is that already? I think I want raffia for this bow. So let me go ahead and get some raffia. Okay, yeah, that is going to look so good. The raffia, I think. Much better than the ribbon. Now if I can get some good raffia here to make a bow with. Take it, make it a cute little bow, just a simple bow. So let's go ahead and add the bow right here. We'll add it right above the seashell there. And that's going to be perfect because it's going to add to it. And it kind of looks like the paper, you know, with the bow at the top. So now we're going to stick that down. And we're going to trim our ends. All right, now that I have the little bow on there, I added an additional seashell to it. And what I think is going to be so perfect is that I left the top flat so you can sit something on top of it. And what I would do is I would sit like a sand dollar or maybe even a starfish like this. Look at how cute that is. I think it is so adorable. What do you guys think?